What's up, y'all? So I'm out and about in the A. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm out and about, and I'm about to go. I look ashy or not? Let me see. No, I don't look ashy. Here you go. I'm out and about, and I'm about to go get some rapid COVID tests from these locations. I saw this thing on Instagram the other day where somebody reposted. See, the power of Instagram was real. So somebody reposted something saying that they're giving out rapid COVID kits at these 3 locations in Atlanta. So I'm about to go and get myself a rapid COVID test, so that I'm good, and so that I can stop working again. I'm tired of being in the house. I'm tired of no human interaction, and I got some stuff to do. So maybe I can like get cleared for not having COVID, even though I'm still having headaches, which is the main thing that I'm kind of scared of. I'm like, dang, I'm having headaches, but I haven't been sleeping like that, and I also have been staying up way late and waking up way early, so I'm barely getting sleep. Like literally today, like I think I woke up because of the thunder, and I just I got a pomegranate in my bag. I woke up today, I think, because of the thunder, and the thunder woke me up out of my sleep, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And so you know, I really don't. What brand is this? This is Fenty. I don't really like it like that. It's so like, it's not like, you know, like when you put lipstick on and just like, and you feel like, instead of like, I feel like I got grease on my lips. So that's my only thing about this lip gloss. Or maybe it's supposed to be like that. Maybe it's supposed to be like that Buttercup That Smack like type pop lip. But I want to find something that's lighter, more iridescent. Is that a word? If that's a word that goes with that, but thinner. But yeah, I'm about to go to these locations and see if I can get these rapid COVID tests. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, I think that the Lord is telling me to go to this first one first because they'll have it, and so this is where I'm gonna go first. And yeah, last night I just fell asleep. Like I didn't even like read my book last night. I didn't like watch my Mike Todds going to sleep. I just like knocked out. Like even after I did my my mukbang, I didn't even like go to sleep after that. I never took a nap. So my mind just be racing sometimes, like stuff I need to do, stuff I need to catch up on. I gotta rebrand my company, I gotta rebrand my page, I gotta rebrand my business page. Right now it looks like I'm just like stagnant, which I am. But I gotta get the business page back going because I was getting business based off of word of mouth. And now I got more mouths, but I don't got that many words because I have been focusing on someone else. I was focusing on someone else's business. And so now that I'm back focused on myself, my business is gonna grow again. And it's gonna get that clientele base that I want, like I had before. I was just getting calls and calls and calls for business from people that just knew other people. So, you know, now we're just recentering and refocusing on the business side of things and my business and my personal company, Black Ruby. And so this is what we're here for, you know? This is what we're here for. This is the start of a legacy. The legacy been started in 2016. Black Ruby just not just coming to fruition in 2019 or something like that. Like the legacy been started since 2000. Really, I got my LLC in 2000. I got my LLC a year. I think I just turned a year on my LLC, and then something like that. A year or 2 years of my LLC. The banker was telling me, and then but I've been in motion doing stuff since like 2016. And so it's just been a gradual process, and no time wasted, man. It's like every time I get into a groove, something comes to distract me, and so I gotta just make sure I stay on my P's and Q's and make sure I'm just doing what I gotta do for myself. And hey, Jesus is always available, but I ain't. That's the slogan of the year. All right, see ya. Girl, you so beautiful. Jeez, Louise. God almighty. Yo, it's a line out here, yo. It's a whole real line out here. A real line. Not no fake line, a real line. Like a real long line. Like a real long line. Like a real long line. Oh my God. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna get in this line for this COVID rapid test because I need to get this stuff. So I'm getting in line. Ooh, I gotta get around this car. This car's on this bend. Dang, somebody's jumping the line for me. Come on, son. Right. I didn't think the line was gonna be that long. It sounds good though. We're giving out rapid test kits. Lord Jesus. Man. The line moving though. That's the one thing. Let me make sure I hit nobody's car while I'm trying to turn it around. Man, somebody else just got in front of me. Oh God, I gotta get in this line. Man, move, man. Move, you gonna go up or what? Nah, I'm mad. Alright, so now we're in line for this code test. At last he ended up, I didn't there. I'm playing. It's called La Fiesta. It's called La Fiesta, something Plaza. La Fiesta Plaza. Ooh. You know it's good when you smell the food through the window. The food fire. I already know the food fire because I don't smell. You know you got that nose. I got that nose. I got a husky nose. I'm playing. But you know the food is great when you smell it. You ever walk into a restaurant and it smells like malt water? Don't eat there. One time I walked into a Mexican restaurant and I smelled no sense. I knew that was a bad sign off bad. Never do that. So now I'm just sitting in this line. This very long line until yeah. So time is 11:38. Good thing I brought my laptop. And I brought my books so I can read my books. Let's read this Crazy Faith. Yeah. Let's read the Crazy Faith book on camera real quick. Ooh, it's cold. Crazy Faith. So the crazy still happens. I'll turn it off for now. Alright. What? This is what I woke up this morning and I read my Bible already, so. Where you going in? Capital level. Okay, well, thank you, because I'm sure finna cut you. You're not coming back. Alright. Might as well wait. So, what's the line? Dang, something like that. How do you know you are moving in enough faith? How can you be confident that God is real? And that He heard your prayer and is moving on your behalf right now? How can you be content knowing that your future is safe? How can you be sure? Maybe I should turn this off. How can you be sure the thing you are believing for will actually happen? Are you positive you heard from God? There's question marks after these. As a minister, I get these sorts of questions all the time. My honest answer may shock you, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. You ready? Brace yourself. You can't be sure. It's almost always a maybe. I'm willing to bet there aren't a lot of pastors who would tell you the simple truth in such a blunt way. But I want to keep it 100% with you. This walk with Jesus is not based on facts because you can never have all the facts. It's based on faith. Even when you're not sure about what's coming. You can be assured that Jesus doesn't start anything He doesn't intend to finish. He is Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Hebrews 12:2. New King James Version. Faith in God begins where human understanding ends. In other words, faith starts where we stop. When we acknowledge that we don't know anything, we don't know everything, that there are things at work in our lives. Come on, big truck man. line moving. Honestly, the line's moving. That when we acknowledge that we don't know everything, and there are things that work in our lives and in the world around us, we may around us way beyond our ability to comprehend, faith begins. God's lowest thoughts are still higher than our greatest plans, programs, and philosophies. And accepting that takes humanity. My thoughts are nothing like your thoughts, says the Lord. And my ways are far beyond anything you could imagine. For just the heavens are higher than the earth. So many ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Isaiah 55, 8, verses 8 through 9. Isaiah 55, verses 8 through 9. When you open your mouth to the possibility of a miracle and think to yourself, maybe that could actually happen, that's real faith. That maybe doesn't cancel out faith. When you feel a strong impulse that you're supposed to sell your business and move overseas for missions, but then someone you respect questions your decision and asks, are you sure this is God? It's okay to be in the gray space. I like to call it gray space. Of not knowing, of not being completely sure. You don't have to be sure as long as you trust that God is. Faith is being okay with not knowing. Okay with the maybe. Faith grows as we learn more about the God who knows everything. Oh, I thought that man was going to cut me in the line. So we get a horn to doo-doo. Faith grows when we learn more about the God who knows everything. I'm going to reiterate this point over and over again. Progression, not perfection. Faith grows whenever it's planted, which is why it's so important that your faith be deeply rooted in the Word of God. The answers to your questions are not found in what you are believing for. They're found in whom you are believing in. The idea of being 100% sure is overrated. We live in a world where skeptical, distrustful people enter in agreements only reluctantly. People don't want to extend trust right away. We like to know everything in advance because it makes us feel more in control of the situation. That's why so many contracts are full of manipulative, legal, jargon for everything from cable companies to recording labels, as well as prenuptial agreements in case the couple that was so in love on their wedding day decides to split up. But that's not how faith works. Yes, sir, we moving. A few inches up. But this line is moving though, for real. That's why so many contracts are full of, okay, we heard that. That's not how faith works. Faith starts only when we realize we aren't in control and we don't know, and begin to trust the one who is and does. We have to be only sure enough and confident enough to believe enough for Him to move in our lives. So how much is enough? If I conduct a highly scientific poll by asking 100 people if they would choose chocolate or vanilla ice cream, and 51 people say they prefer chocolate, then chocolate is a preference of the majority. If the ballots for an election are tallied, and 51% of voters cast their ballots for one candidate, then she is the winner. What am I getting at? I'm saying that 51% is enough to win. You might not be 100% sure, but God can work with 51%. Think that 51% says, I can't see the whole pathway, but Lord, I trust you enough to start walking anyway. 1 Corinthians 13:9, 12. Poetically describes how we as humans don't know everything. We know in part, and we know prophecy in part. We see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. I gotta read that. Corinthians 13:19. We have only part of the picture until God himself reveals the whole thing to us. In the meantime, I got that on me. He often shows us either the direction without the destination, or the destination without the direction. Either way, our position should be to trust him. Think about marriage for a minute. Natalie and I met when she was 14 and I was 15. Crazy. Through bad adolescent communication, dumb mistakes, breakups, makeups, and most definitely crazy faith, we made it to the altar in June 19, 2010. We were both 23. The night before our wedding, a friend asked if we were 100% sure. The night before our wedding, a friend asked if I was 100% sure that Nat was the person this is a long one, want to spend the rest of my life with. Chest puffed out and bank account dwindling. Weddings ain't cheap, in quotations. I told him yes. But as I reflect on it now, I wasn't 100% sure. How could I have been? I had never been married before. I had no experience waking up to a spouse's funky morning breath, managing finances with another person who has opinions and ideas of her own. Of her own. Oh, I just opened my trunk on accident. See, I got a trunk button right here, and that trunk button be hitting my knee. Oh, my knee be hitting the trunk button. Alright. Alright. Box store. Alright, okay. Or she had ideas of her own. See, yeah. Let me show you the trunk button real quick. The trunk button right there. So I be scooting down sometimes and my knee just pop, with a wheeze on the poop. Wheeze it. Okay. So we gonna get back in focus. We gonna get back into this word. Come on, Crazy Faith. Ain't only crazy till it happens. Come on, son. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's way better. Oh, y'all don't know how to work y'all cameras. That's the problem. I didn't know how to work my camera. Wow. Wody. Wow, I didn't know how to work my camera the whole time. Or figuring out how to raise children on the same team. After counseling, prophecy, hours of prayer, and my decision, I was only about 51% sure. Not 78%, not 62%, I was 51% sure this was the woman I wanted to spend my life with. And that was enough to make a 100% promise. No one has ever done anything great for God. No one who has ever done anything great for God has been 100% sure the entire time. If that person said he lied, and she lied. Abraham heard from the Lord that he should sacrifice his son Isaac, and he wasn't sure how that would pan out. Genesis 22. There is no way for him to know that God would provide a ram for the sacrifice and spare Isaac's life at the last second. He had to exercise faith at 51%. He had to go on with the word from God, but that was enough to tip the scale and push his faith over the line. When Joshua led the Israelites in a 5K around the walls of Jericho, Joshua 6, he could not pinpoint the exact moment the walls would fall. All he knew was that he had received instruction from God, and he was determined to lead with strength and follow directions, even if they seemed ridiculous. Even Jesus had second thoughts in the Garden of Gethsemane. Moving on up. Oh, somebody leaving the line. Ooh. Matthew 26:39. I thought I was going to say Gethsemane 26, but that's in Matthew. But he had faith at 51% that no matter what suffering he had to endure on the path before him, his Father would be faithful to the end. One of my favorite Bible stories tells us about a woman whose husband has died and left her with a tremendous debt she can't pay. 2 Kings 4. The debt is so great that the people she owes have threatened to take her sons as slaves to repay it. She goes to I didn't say it. I'm going to say Elisa. She goes to Elisa for help. I got some triggers with that name. That's one of my exercise names. Yeah. And he asked what she has in the house. All she has on hand is a small jar of oil. She is desperate. But then a miracle happens. Elisha directs her to borrow empty jars from all her neighbors and then to pour her oil into those jars. I'm sure she's thinking, this is crazy, but she musters up just enough faith to go along with it. One of her neighbors directs her to borrow empty jars from all her neighbors and then pour her oil in those jars. I'm sure she was thinking, this is crazy, but she musters up enough faith to go through with it. She borrows so many big containers that they fill her whole house. What happens next blows her mind. And it still blows mine. Get this. When she begins to pour out the remaining oil from her little jar, it multiplies and keeps flowing until she has filled every last borrowed vessel. Imagine this precious woman's 51% that gives her just enough humble assurance to knock on the first neighbor's door, she couldn't possibly be 100% sure that, oh, this big old truck, 100% sure that the little she has will multiply it all, let alone become enough to pay off all of her debts. But that little assurance was enough for God. With all these stories, there are details in the Bible that the Bible doesn't tell us. Like exactly how much time went by, or how many extra questions were asked, and how many tears were shed before a step of 51% was taken. God is big enough to handle our questions. He is not threatened or intimidated by them. He does, however, want us to believe what he says. Sometimes he sends signs, physical, visible proof that help. Oh, let me go up some. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Go ahead, sir. I'm gonna cut this man off and not let him pass through. Do not pass me by. Philosophy, but I'm not gonna do that. We're moving, y'all. God is big enough to handle our questions. He is not threatened or intimidated by them. He does, however, want us to believe what he says. Sometimes he sends signs, physical, visible proof to help mitigate our unbelief. In other seasons, other believers' testimony can push us over the 50% mark. In other seasons, other believers' testimony can push us over the 50% mark. If we can become just 51% confident that what he says is true, that's enough for us to keep moving in obedience and expectation that, if he can become just 51% confident that if we can become just 51% confident that what he says is true, that's enough for us to keep moving in obedience and expectation, and enough for God to create a new opportunity for the impossible to happen. Oh man, Lord, I just need 51%. Lord, please just give me that 51% for the rest of the year. Because this year has been trying. And the people in the Bible, they didn't know all the way. Mike Todds didn't know all the way. Even when he married his wife. He talks about his journey all the time with pornography and being obsessed with it. And I realized that I had a spirit of lust over me. That's my prayer today. Hope that's your prayer too. But I don't got everything figured out, but just give me 51%. And I know that's good enough for you. And you'll give me the other 50. Or the other 49. Shoot, you ain't got 101% of belief. I'll take that. So I know it's only crazy until it happens, Lord. Lord, forgive me my sins, Lord. I repent. Knowingly and unknowingly sins. Lord, I love you and I thank you. I praise you. Lord, send me the signs to know. Send me the signs to know, Lord, that you are worthy. Well, that I am worthy of your presence. I just want to refresh spirit. I want to refresh anointing. I want to refresh life. But I'm tired of being the same. I'm tired of going through this cycle of life where I get my life together, I meet somebody, and then they throw me off track. That cycle got to be done with. Gots to be done. Gots to be done. So Lord, when I see the serpents, when I see the signs, give me the strength to leave. Don't give me that run back spirit. Lord, take the run back spirit out of my life. And give guys the run up spirit. with the right guys, with the heavenly mindset and the heavenly ways and the lust gone and the understanding mentalities, Lord. Lord, give me the right spirit in you, the right mind. Allow me to always remember who I am and who you are. And allow us to always remember that we don't need 100%. All we need is 51. And you have a lesson here. Sometimes I feel like I'm like yelling inside. Like, hear me. It's 51%, Lord. Amen. Yo, I challenge you today to get your Crazy Faith book. When I'm done with it, I want to pass it on to someone else so that they can experience this book as well. Yo, I don't even read like that. I didn't used to be a reader. Reading was boring to me. Now the Lord is changing me into a reader. That's a whole different person. I'm changing. Sorry. I'm a reader now. I'm a reader. I'm a reader now. Yeah, the girl reading. The girl is reading. Yo, and I'm reading for a big audience of people like this for the world to see. And I'm gonna put it up there with my mistakes and everything. The girl is reading. I need to get an inverted charger. Alright, y'all. So I'm still in this line. And yeah, still in the line. It's still raining. But it's a great day, y'all. It's amazing. It's only crazy till it happened. And it's happened for you right now. It's only crazy till it happened. I can't wait to go to Transformation Church and preach. Ooh, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna go up there with my fitted on, beat face, then low waist. Ring. I don't know if I'm having a ring or not yet. I mean, if the Lord calls for that, then cool. But I don't know. But when I go preach at Transformation Church, I'm gonna put my sermon up here for the world to see. Even though I'm gonna just get a copyright infringement and I'm gonna just post mine too, cause I gotta show the world what I'm doing. So, like Mike Todds says, bookmark this, take a photo, put a date on it. So when I preach at Transformation Church, it's only crazy till it happened. Cause it's happened for me right now.